While everybody else is fighting Sukuna, Hakari is... wait, where is Hakari? Last seen in chapter 259, with no speaking role, and not to be seen since, he's still fighting with Urarame, which he's been fighting for almost 26 chapters, and we've only gotten to see a few panels of this fight, with almost the whole month of June being an entire break week due to Gege being sick, and us going on a break week, which will result in 2 weeks of no new chapters. It has been, and will be, a long wait to see Hakari again, which leads us to the question, what has Hakari been doing, and what will happen to him? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Hakari's fight with Urarame, why it's lasting so long, why we haven't seen it, and if Hakari's actually going to fight Sukuna. I talk about all these things in this video, so let's get into it! So in the recent chapter 263, we didn't get to see much of Hakari at all, but we did get to see Yuta fall straight on his face. Yuta is such a fraud, bro. You cannot deny the fraud allegations anymore. Hakari is still fighting Urarame, at least to our knowledge. So the main question is, why are they still fighting? And that's pretty easy to answer. When two decently even fighters fight in an anime, it lasts for a pretty long time. But to be more specific, Hakari is basically immortal with his jackpot, and is a close-range fighter compared to Urarame, who's a mid to long-range fighter, with their ice powers. So the fight would basically be, Urarame freezes Hakari, Hakari gets one of his limbs frozen, Hakari proceeds to regrow limb that was frozen, then he attacks Urarame, and then Urarame backs away and uses an ice attack on Hakari. Rinse and repeat. So two fighters who are close in power, with power sets that would lead to a long, drawn-out fight, would have a long, drawn-out fight. Who would have guessed? But that really isn't the main problem to most readers. The real problem is that we don't get to see this fight except for a few panels of it, and I can understand why. It's kind of a boring fight in concept because it's repetitive, and it also takes away panels Gege could use to work on the Sukuna versus everyone fight. It would also break up the flow of the whole Shinjuku Showdown fight. Of course, you could add it in after one of the numerous cliffhangers of this arc, and people have joked that we may even jump back to the Hakari versus Urarame fight after this newer chapter's cliffhanger, which would be pretty funny, but also really upsetting because we'd have to wait even longer to see the conclusion of the chapter 263, Jacob's Ladder, at the end of the chapter, you know. We'd have to wait like an extra 2 weeks and stuff. That would really suck. So hopefully we don't switch back to the fight. I really want to see how Sukuna gets out of Jacob's Ladder. But I can understand wanting to see this fight solely on the basis that it is Hakari, one of the 4 big hitters, one of Gojo's next great students, and a fan favorite amongst JJK fans. We don't get to see a majority of one of his most important fights in the series. While everybody else is getting a moment's shine against Sukuna, the king of curses, Hakari isn't even given a cool moment to shine against Urarame because we don't even get to see the fight. So of course JJK fans would be mad that we don't get to see Hakari's biggest fight of the series. Well, at least he's doing something important by holding off Urarame, but I do think this fight is mostly off screen because Hakari's going to pop up at the beginning or the end of a chapter as a surprise to help Yuji and everybody else. Or he's gonna get killed and Sukuna's gonna eat him to regenerate his strength or some twist like that. People really want to see Sukuna eat someone due to his curse technique being similar to a kitchen, you know, with cleave dismantle being the knives and fuga or the fire arrow being similar to an oven. So it makes sense he'd probably eat someone, you know, and he has 2 mouths and 4 arms, and Hakari isn't looking so safe right now, so people are really theorizing that he's gonna eat someone, and Hakari is on that list. I really think a major thing will come from this fight, and it won't just be in the end Hakari stalling Urarame while everyone else is fighting Sukuna in the merger. Hopefully the reason this fight is off screen is because it's gonna have a surprise twist at the end to shock us the readers, and progress the plot. We just have to let Gege cook, and hopefully he does not burn down the kitchen. But will Hakari help fight Sukuna? And I think he won't. As of chapter 263, it really does feel like we are in the home stretch of the Sukuna cycle. He's about to get hit by a full-powered Jacob's Ladder, and look what happened to him last time that happened. Like, what's he gonna do? Sidestep it? It's an entire block wide, you can't just move out of the way. So I think Hakari may never throw hands with Sukuna, and if he did, it would be so annoying for Sukuna just because Hakari could keep regenerating and busting open his domain expansion. If Hakari does roll up after defeating Urarame, Yuji, Todo, Yuta, and Angel will all be there, and adding Hakari to the mix would be horrible for Sukuna. Sukuna is like at 1 HP right now, and I don't think Sukuna can take another big hitter coming in right now. So no, I think Hakari's probably going to be stuck with Urarame for the rest of this fight, and if he does come back, it's probably going to be with the merger fight. And the merger happening isn't a guarantee, even though I think it's going to happen, so he may come back when the merger starts or something. It's like a group effort, they all try to fight the merger. I know all this news is sad for Hakari fans, But I did think of one way Hakari could defeat Urarame and help everyone else. I don't think this will happen, but it's just a theory. Maki should have been teleported outside of Sukuna's domain, and she should be somewhat okay because it looks like Miwa stepped in and used her simple domain to protect Maki from Sukuna's domain, so she could go help Hakari and defeat Urarame because she isn't with everyone else jumping Sukuna post Yuta's domain. So maybe she went to go help Hakari because he's clearly not getting the job done himself. But of course, that's just a theory on how Hakari could defeat Urarame with the help of Maki and go help fight Sukuna. But would Maki even be that much of a help? She's also more of a close range fighter like Hakari. She could surprise Urarame with her zero cursed energy. Whoa. I just realized this video is just becoming me rambling on about theories, so yeah. That's what happens when you don't give your fans anything but crumbs, basically, for 20 chapters. They start making up crazy theories about characters. Remember all the crazy theories about Gojo? Yeah, I even made a crazy theory about Gojo, so yeah. But overall, it's pretty easy to call Hakari a fraud or whatever agenda you want to push. But Hakari is extremely useful by keeping Sukuna's little helper from interrupting the Sukuna cycle and freezing everybody. Also, people tend to forget Urarame is also from the Heian era too, and is a pretty strong sorcerer in their own right. So Hakari holding them off is pretty impressive. It's also very important to the plot. Urarame even took time off of being Sukuna's biggest fan to compliment Hakari about his mindset. Something about him forgetting his humanity, blah blah blah, no one really cares. So saying Hakari is a fraud or being useless is just wrong, because he's keeping a big wrench in our main character's plans off the chessboard so our crew can have a chance to defeat the King of Curses. Now if you want to talk about frauds, we could talk about Yuta. He's the fraudiest frauds of all frauds. Look how he just fell on his face, oh my gosh. He disconnected, bro. Bro got disconnected. But that's all that's happening with Hakari to our knowledge. Of course, we don't know what could happen, mainly because we don't know Urarame's or Sukuna's full power set, or what all they can do. For all we know, they could try to eat Hakari or something. Like I said earlier, it's a pretty popular fan theory Sukuna's gonna eat someone. That would be pretty funny, but also very tragic for Hakari's character if he got ate. Overall, we just want to see Hakari fight. We really don't care who he fights, we just want to see him act weird, fight people, talk about the rush or whatever. So hopefully, he doesn't get off-screened. He's supposed to be one of the next generation, like Gojo said, so he shouldn't, but with Gege you never know. He's even said he kills characters that he knows that will hurt us, so hopefully Gege doesn't kill Hakari, and hopefully if he does kill Hakari, he doesn't kill him off screen. I don't think Gege will do Hakari dirty, but then again, he always kills a character without remorse for the sake of the plot, so we just gotta pray Hakari's not getting killed. So basically, Hakari is not a fraud, and he's pretty goated, so yeah, that's basically it. So if you enjoyed the video, at least a little bit, even if you just enjoyed a little bit, like, comment, and subscribe for more anime/cartoon/manga content. And if you have any video suggestions or suggestions for series I should talk about, comment them, because ideas are always appreciated. Of course, I have to plug my content, so if you want to watch more JJK videos, go down to the description down below, or go watch my other videos. With that, I'm gonna go off screen just like Hakari versus Urarame.